Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Okay, so I just finished the book of Spare by Prince Harry. Okay. First of all, I told you I'd give my honest review, so here it is. It's 407 pages, and at first I thought it was going to be a long 407 pages, but it's not. Okay. So he breaks up the book in three big parts, but the chapters are very very small. So it has every section has about 40 chapters, but they're really short chapters. So you get there fairly quickly. And what I like about it is, had I known about it before, I could have jumped to the part I wanted to read. But I read the whole thing. Or to be honest, I kind of skimmed it, but I got the general idea. Of course, if you don't already know, a lot of people throughout his life refer to him as a spare because his father is King Charles III now, and his brother William is going to be king, and so he's the spare. Um, which is not a good term, and really not a good term when it comes to royalty. And so he talks about how he dealt with that and how everything in his life was pretty much figured out for him, and he didn't have too many choices to make for himself. Um, so, and he did talk about Princess Diana's death a little bit, only in the way that it affected him. So he he covered it, but he didn't drag on about it. You know what I mean? So it was good, and I felt bad, of course, but it wasn't like you stay in solemn forever. So I like that about it too. Okay. So parts 1 and 2 ended on page 264, and part 3, where he meets Meghan before, Meghan Markle. Okay. Um, they talk about how they met and how it was instantly they fell in love. But I'd like to clear something up. Okay, first of all, um, in the movie version, which I have on DVD also, it makes it look like it was a setup and a blind date. Now, okay, they didn't know each other, but they had a friend in common, and it wasn't a blind date because they had talked on the phone or texted for a while before they first met in person. So they knew each other. It wasn't a complete blind date because, in my estimation, a blind date is you do not know the person at all. Not only the sight thing, but you know nothing about the person. That's not how this was. Um, okay. So they met, and like I said, it was instant. And according to their timeline or his timeline, they met and were engaged in about 5 months. Because I'd say they met in June and they were engaged, or maybe 6 months. They met in June sometime, and then they were engaged by November 4th. And the reason I know that is because he put it in the book. So 6 months. Um, he did talk about the fact that she had to go through a lot of stuff with his family. His family did not, I don't know, take to her at first, I guess. So he does go through a lot of what really happened. So if you want the real details of everything, like pretty much everything, you should check out the book. It's really good. And like I said, if you want to skip parts, you can do that. You just have to know what section you want to go into. And, you know, so yeah, I'd give it, I don't know. I guess if I'm rating it on a grade scale, a B plus, because it does cover the information, but it doesn't cover every little thing, which I appreciate. So I liked it. I'd probably read it again. Um, so yeah. All right. Okay, bye guys. I'm going to talk about my usual